Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Welcome to Sith Talkers, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Mike. Ferrando, joined by my real life brother,
Clone Steve.
Discussing, debating the Mandalorian, baby! Chapter 12, The Siege! So for Sith Talkers, welcome to episode 85. Yeah, the Mandalorian, Chapter 12, The Siege, recap show, discussion, whatever you want to fucking call it. We're going to discuss Mandalorian, baby! I like it. Alright, so, Sith Talk. You know how we started off really quickly here. So, you know, Lando likes to recap the weeks before show in acoustic form. And Clone Steve, I have an acoustic recap version coming your way. Right? So here we go.
Okay.
All right, Sith Talkers. So here is Lando's acoustic recap.
Yep.
Clone Steve.
Yep.
Last week's episode, Chapter 11, The Heiress. All right, here we go. We're going to start on A major. This time.
A minor?
Major.
Oh, major.
It's A major. This is A minor.
Ooh, I like A minor. Ooh.
So, all right, here we go.
I like A minor struck a chord on my penis. Right there. Yeah. It's got a Tenacious D vibe to it, right? I climb upon my faithful steed. And we're gonna ride, gonna smoke some weed.
All right, here we go. Lando's recap, Chapter 11, The Heiress, from last week. So hopefully this will... I know you look a little confused over there, and before we started...
Because I have no idea any of the fucking characters of last week. Jesus Christ.
All right, hopefully this will clear it up a little bit.
All right.
Answer some questions. All right, here we go.
Good song. All right.
Here we go. Mando, take your helmet off. You live the old ways of Mandalore. A child of the Watch.
Why this song?
But I shit myself when Baby Yoda got kicked right into the mama carpet. I said, hey, not Baby Yoda. So I looked to the right and I saw a Quarren wearing a rubber water repellent suit, and I thought to myself, what's going on? And I said, why, oh why, oh why? I said, why? A fisherman suit. I said, why, oh why, oh why? I said, why? A fisherman suit. Ooh, ooh, I realized quickly we had Moff Gideon and lots of action with Mandalorians. It was Bo-Katan.
Fuck is that?
But I don't care, cause Frog Lady and her husband were reunited. I said, hey,
With about 18 Let's
that's
Babies.
Froggy Love. And I said, hey, yeah, Froggy. I said, hey, that's Froggy Love. And I said, Froggy, Froggy. I said, hey, that's Froggy Love. 25 eggs, now there's only 10. They're ended up in Baby Yoda's stomach again. Is Baby Yoda a villain? Alright, there you go.
By the way, what was up with the overcorrection on that? Like, why did they have to? Do you know they did that? Like, I feel like they did that on purpose. Their overcorrection. The show got shit for having Baby Yoda eating all those eggs.
Yeah,
so
and then they came out. They were like
scene.
Chicken eggs. They were like chicken eggs, and they weren't like, you know, they weren't to the stage where, you know, the tadpoles.
Well, they showed that.
Right.
Well, they showed that it has multiple just to have one, because you notice at the end it was just one baby out.
Yeah.
So they were trying to be like, see, he didn't kill anything.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
one
yeah.
comes out anyway.
So there you go. There's a little Lando's recap, you know, for chapter 11, acoustic recap. All right, so there you go. So on to the Mandalorian, baby. So before we hop in straight into chapter 12, so really quick thoughts, Clone Steve, on chapter 11, since you weren't on the show last week. So just what are your quick thoughts of last week's episode with Bo-Katan and the Mandalorians and Mon Calamari and Quarrens and Mama Cores and the water monsters and Imperial officers killing themselves? And
I love Davy Jones in the episode. But here was my thing. When I watched the episode,
you got Pirates of the Caribbean vibe.
Yeah, all I could see, all that happened. So I watched it with Jess, and we watched it before I went to bed. And the whole episode, all I kept thinking in my head was, Mike is so confused right now with why these fuckers are wearing goddamn rain suits. And like I told Jess in the middle of the episode, and Jess goes, "Why are they wearing wetsuits?" I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" I said, out of everything that's going on right now, the biggest hang up they have is the fucking wetsuits of the squids.
They're Quarrens. They're called Quarrens.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
My favorite thing is Mando gets on a fucking boat, right? And then like 2 seconds later,
Jetpacks
oh my god,
off.
they jetpacks fucking off. What? Why not just fly next to him?
Well, he didn't know where he was going, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
They were taking him to the allegedly taking him to the Mandalorian.
Here's my other question too. That another thing that this episode did for me is, if everybody knows the lore of Mandalorian, right? Everyone knows. Everyone's aware. When he walks in places, no matter what planet he's on, they look at him like, oh,
Mandalorian.
why do they keep fucking with him?
Hey, Mando, you killed my brother. Prepare to die.
Like, why keep fucking with this guy? Like, it's clear he's going to win. Right? That would be like Darth Vader popping up, and you'd be like, I got a chance if I sneak up on him.
Like, you know, like how the Jedi became myth. You know, Mandalorians are kind of myth, maybe.
Yeah,
so
but
when you
here's-
see one,
here's
you're
my
just like,
thing.
is this guy for real? Is this guy
Here's
for
my
real?
thing, though. If you've never seen Beskar armor, at least, and you go, that's a complete set of Beskar armor. Maybe instead of fucking around with a myth that says he will murder my ass.
So the armor is supposed to be like an intimidation factor, but you're right. People just keep fucking with him.
So when I got that last episode, I recognized the chick. I don't know her, but I
Bo-Katan.
recognized her from a cartoon. I know I've seen her face before.
I went over this last week with Corey because he doesn't watch the animated shows either, but she's from the Clone Wars and she's from Star Wars Rebels. I'll give you a quick recap. Clone Steve. She's basically a Mandalorian. She was in the Death Watch. She ties into the Darksaber, right? So you don't watch Star Wars Rebels. In Star Wars Rebels, Sabine gives the Darksaber to Bo-Katan, and whoever has the Darksaber is the ruler of Mandalore. She's the ruler. So that was the last time we saw her. So, and obviously she's after the Darksaber. We don't know how Moff Gideon got the Darksaber. Technically, Moff Gideon is the leader of Mandalore since he has the Darksaber. That's why.
Okay.
That's why I think you should watch, because there was a moment where Darth Maul had the Darksaber in the animated show, and he was the leader of Mandalore.
So are we led to believe that the Mandalorian is a part of the faction of Mandalorian that served under Darth Maul? And the reason I ask is because the chick that does the forging she has the horns on her helmet.
I know.
Like the other
Like Darth
Mandalorian that served with Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, but I watched this in an Easter egg thing, and I thought that was interesting. Because they're tying in, like, they're clearly tying in cartoon. Like, they're like, hey, we're going to take the animated series and we're going to roll with it.
Yeah, because Bo-Katan is strictly from animated. Ahsoka Tano is strictly from animated.
I can't believe they said her name.
They dropped her name.
I was like, they dropped her name. I go, holy shit.
I
they just went for
think she should have just said, go to this planet, Corvus, where you will find the Jedi.
I don't know. I think after the side quest one, they were like, okay, here you go. Ahsoka, there you go, fuckers. Are you happy? You're going to get her.
All right. So, on to Chapter 12.
Darth Gideon. Am I right? Darth Gideon. Anybody else pick up the Darth Gideon vibe?
Okay. So, I mean, we'll get to it. We'll get to all that stuff. But
Darth Gideon.
Moff Gideon, right?
Darth Gideon.
Obviously, I'm just going to say it. I think he wants Force abilities, obviously. I think that's where this may be going. And we can come back to this, but
Darth Gideon.
He's not Darth.
Bro, come on. Did you see his outfit at the end?
He doesn't have the Force.
He looks like Darth Vader in a helmet!
Pretty much. But anyways, all right. So this episode, just general thoughts, like here, just before we, kind of like deep dive into the stuff in it. I called it last week. I knew the spaceship needed to be repaired, and they wouldn't make it to Ahsoka. I knew that was going to happen.
No way.
So you're right, yeah. So
no way. Hey, we're running out of gas.
But you do get, what do you get, Clone Steve? More father-son moments with Baby Yoda and Mando.
Unnecessary.
Put the blue wire in the red wire. Don't put them together. Hey, Jar Jar, if you touch those energy. No. Your mouth will go numb for hours.
It right?
That's what it reminded me of.
See, it reminded me of Rocket and Baby Groot. It's the same thing. He said, no, Groot, the blue wire. He even does it. He said the blue wire. They did almost the exact same scene.
Yeah. So, but, it was, the whole point of that was Mando, the relationship building, and then afterwards, they're sitting there drinking soup. What does Mando do? Lifts his helmet. You can see he's not going to lift his helmet in front of anybody.
But he lifts it in front of Baby Yoda.
He lifts it in front of Baby Yoda. Once again, the father bond, trust.
They furthered that too when they dropped him off at school, and you can see Mando's kind of resistance of like you did. We all remember that. Anyone that has kids, you know what it was like to drop your kid off the first day of school. It's terrible. It was heartbreaking. You're like, oh, I don't want to leave him here. And he had that hesitant. He was like,
wait a minute. He needs to. Yeah, he's like, Mando, he needs me. You can't come with us. You're right. You need to do this side
he's
quest.
Fine. He's in school. And of course, Baby Yoda just whoop.
But this side
quest. Give me your cookies.
Give me. All right, you just want to talk about that?
He's a fucking bully, bro.
Hold on a second, because
eating people's fetuses.
I have a
stealing kids' cookies.
I have a little different view on this, right? So the kid's sitting there, and he looks at him, and Baby Yoda's like, oh. And the kid's like,
bitch.
No, this kid, what a dick. What?
They're his cookies. Fuck you.
His parents didn't teach him how to fucking share. He's dick.
They're his blue cookies.
Macaroons. They're dick. Share. You can share your fucking macaroon. Oh, wait, you don't want to share with him because he's different? He's not human? There's only humans in the class? Oh, so you have the one alien species? I don't know if I can share with the alien species. So
let me get this straight. Your view is the guy that, earned the goddamn cookies that the parents bought the cookies for the kid. He's the dick. Not the dude that just sits down and 2 seconds into sitting down, doesn't even introduce himself, just goes, cookie? And then when he says no, says, fuck off. Like, but the kid's the dick.
Yes. He needs to learn how to fucking share.
Oh my God.
Dick. All right. Sithtalkers. Comments below. Who was the dick? Was it Baby Yoda or was it the fucking kid?
Come on. You know the answer to that.
He should have shared. Should have shared. Manners. It's called fucking manners. He's a baby.
I like how
manners.
I like how what's the character's name? Cara Weathers' character's name?
Grief Karga.
Grief. I like how Grief played like grandpa.
He was grandpa.
You have been taking care of him right now.
He was just like, is he taking care of you? Remember? That was a yes.
Yeah.
That was a yes. You taking care of Mando?
It was very sitcom-y. It was very sitcom in the first half.
All right, so yeah, let's say just a generalness of the episode. I felt very 80s vibe, action 80s, humor 80s vibe going on.
Sort of. It was like a sitcom in the first half, and then like an 80s action film in the second half. Because the first half had the humor, and it had the cut back and forth, and then it had the grandpa, Cara, Dune, like, hey, look, we're all back.
Yeah.
And then when the action scenes happen, did you notice they did like the classic Lucas cuts?
Yes,
they did
the swipes,
but it didn't cut to anything. It just cut to like. It's usually when you do a scene cut, it goes to a different scene. This is just like cutting into another action part of where we were already
were. Yeah,
it was very George Lucas-esque.
Yeah, I noticed the swipes in there. Absolutely. Yeah. So the blue guy, Horatio Sands, he, like I said, he just reminded me of that comic relief point of the show. Oh, Joe Pesci, Lethal Weapon. I thought the banter between Greef Karga and the Mithral was good. I'll knock another 30 years off your life. Get this fucking door open. What's funny is Mando brings him in the very, very first episode of season 1. He brings him in, Carbonite, and he says he still is having trouble seeing out of his left eye. Han Solo had trouble seeing after he came out of the Carbonite in Return of the Jedi. Right? Nice little Easter eggy thing right there. Sure. I did like how the Navarro was a straight gangster bounty hunter town, and now it's like, hey, we're family friendly. We turned the bar into a school. We have a statue. I don't know if you saw the statue of IG-11. Yeah, it was cool.
Well, that's funny because that's the scene I was talking to you off there. That's the scene that's clearly a depth screen. Like if you really look at it, you can see like the dividing line in the ground to the depth screen. And for people that like cinema, you know what I'm talking about.
All right, but hold on a second. I know we've talked about this and this and this and that so far. Let's get to the most important scene here at the very beginning of the episode. We got all the Ponda Babas, right? The Ponda Babas in the old Mandalorian armor area. Because I guess, they're thieves, right? And who walks in?
My girlfriend.
Cara Dune! And she just fucking kicks all their asses. And there is the little, it looks like a ferret. All right, so the nerdy Star Wars nerd over here, it's called a meerkat. That's the Star Wars term for it. I just think this episode, I know we were talking about before we started recording. You were just like, man, there's a lot of stuff in there for you, Lando. And I was, a little bit confused, trying to figure out what was going on. I think the overall theme of this episode was family and trust and bonding. Obviously, Mando has to really trust Greef. You said it a little bit earlier. He had to trust Greef Karga to leave Baby Yoda in the school.
Yeah. Well, he trusted Cara because Cara was the one that at the end said, hey, you have my word, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, fuck it.
So, but I do like the fact that they are trying to turn things around in the Outer Rim, trying to make it a better place. And
I also like how they made the reference to saying, hey, the Empire didn't even know what to do with the Outer Rim. The Republic needs to stay the fuck away. Like, we're our own thing. Let us be our own thing.
Politics.
Leave us the fuck alone. Yeah.
Politics, right? Yeah. So, very true, because what the Empire do, they just go to the Outer Rim to get resources. Right? That's it. Hey, they swoop in, they swoop out.
And now the Republic is like trying to like pull them into their system of law.
They're trying to pull them in to like saying, hey man, we just don't only care about the core planets. We care about the galaxy.
Which, the Outer Rim's like, fuck off. Like, we're good.
Yeah, because that's their attitude. Because once again, I brought this up, I think 2 weeks ago. I can't believe there's still slavery out in the galaxy. Padme, your anti-slavery laws don't reach us out here in Tatooine. Yeah, right. They're not part of the core systems.
Now, they've mentioned Coruscant a couple times.
Well, that's where I was going. There? So Greef Karga brings it up. The droid, obviously, it's a protocol droid like 3PO, is the teacher. Yeah. And they were teaching about hyperspace lanes, the core areas of the galaxy. Right. So even though the kids weren't, of course, Baby Yoda comes in, they're all like, oh, Easter egg. There was one girl who had Rey's hairstyle. In the classroom.
That's funny.
Yeah, I caught that. But anyways, I like how they're cleaning it up. And of course, they're just like, hey, there's one military base left. And if we wipe this out, we can become a trading post. Yeah. I got Lando Calrissian vibes with Grief Karga.
Yeah. He's trying to run his own trade.
No, come on. They're walking and he's just like, I got labor disputes and I got labor problems. And I'm thinking to myself, it sounds just like Lando talking to Han in Empire Strikes Back. He's like a business guy. And he wants to set up Navarro as a trade outpost. So there you go. And like I say, he's got Cara as the marshal. I think that's super cool.
That's awesome.
But anyways, back to Cara. She kicked all the Ponda Baba's asses and fucking used them as shields and fucking fucked them up. And, she's still doing good. Returning all the stolen goods to people, making sure the city is safe, right? So, yeah, like I said, there for a splinter, I was just like, I don't think she would rejoin the Republic. But I think deep down, she's all about helping people.
I feel like we're leading into her becoming a general,
right?
Doesn't that seem that the storyline that
I just don't think she'll ever join.
I think she will.
You think so?
I think it'll be something. I think that'll be her cap for her story.
Now you do realize all Grief Karga has to do is be like, hey, yeah, I bumped into a Mandalorian. He has a child. Dude, they take him straight to Luke Skywalker. Straight to Luke Skywalker. Does Luke seek out Ahsoka because Mando would tell Luke, hey, there's another Jedi out there that they told me about, but the X-Wing guy took me to you.
Yeah, I'm just so confused because this is only
if Luke saw Baby Yoda, he'd be like, I've seen the species before. Mando would be like, perfect, I found the right place for Baby Yoda. And then Mando would be like, well, but you weren't the person I was supposed to come to. And then that becomes an adventure. Luke looking for Ahsoka. And Baby Yoda can still get kidnapped.
So does Ahsoka know about Luke and Leia?
I don't think so.
She's just been in hiding.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Sorry, I'm veering off into theories, but
you know what I'm saying, right? So that means she was around for the entire trilogy.
Somewhere. Everything since the Clone. You remember in the Clone the Clone Wars.
So she's just been Yoda and Dagobah just chilling.
Well, we'll find out. Right?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I just older, right?
She'll be she'll be older. So, but I just thought about that. If the X-Wing guys do see Mando and Baby Yoda, they take them straight to Luke Skywalker, and then Luke Skywalker would definitely search for Ahsoka. All right. So, do you want to get into the nerdy stuff here with the freaking? We know there's an Imperial base.
Yeah.
They infiltrate it successfully. Stormtroopers are morons, obviously.
Yeah.
What we don't know is, you got the two Imperial guys. Erase the data! Erase the data, right? Erase it!
Shooting it.
So then, this is where the nerdy stuff comes in, for me, obviously. And the stuff we've been doing theories on. About Baby Yoda, his blood. Because remember, they took blood from Baby Yoda in season 1. So we find out the clone Camino doctor, Dr. Parrish, I think his name is, in the little hologram message, hey, all these tests has been unsuccessful. We don't have any more of the blood. The M count. Midi-chlorians. They just wouldn't say midi-chlorians in
good for them. Hey, that's good. Good on them for coming up with an alternate name.
But it does put midi-chlorians back into Star Wars lore, saying
it's in there. You can't take it out. It is what it is, man.
I just like the Force being mystical and mysterious.
I don't mind. So Yeah, I don't mind it as much anymore, and I'll tell you why briefly. I got into Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z does that with their characters. There's power levels, and they have a machine that basically registers a character's power level inside that universe. And it's just something I kind of like it actually. M level gives us a way of rating the power level of somebody.
I keep going back to Yoda, original Yoda, cloning himself or something on Kamino that we don't see. Because obviously the Empire should know about Luke Skywalker. I don't give a shit if the Death Star is blown up or not. They should know about Luke Skywalker. And Luke Skywalker has the highest midichlorian count in the galaxy. They should want his blood. It was just, like I said, me,
but
of course,
his blood's
nerdy
be
me. I'm just starting to think
be unattainable.
Midichlorians, Luke's got the highest midichlorian count. Then it would be Master Yoda. If this is a clone of Master Yoda, yeah, fucking midichlorian count would be like through the roof.
Yoda would have more because Luke's not the chosen one. Luke's not Anakin.
He's offspring of Anakin.
Doesn't matter. He's not Anakin though. I don't think that's how that works. My opinion, my theory is I don't think it's like if Neo had a baby. It doesn't mean the baby is going to be a 1. It just means he's going to be strong, but he won't be as strong as Neo.
It got me thinking about midichlorian blood, which I'm actually kind of like.
Because listen, real quick, you think Luke in his prime, being perfectly trained, could beat Anakin in his prime, perfectly trained? No, I think Anakin would mud wipe him.
Well, but Anakin was taught all the lightsaber forms of battle. Luke hasn't been taught shit about lightsaber techniques.
I just think it shows though. Anakin had this force sensitivity as a kid, where Luke didn't.
He just wanted to drink blue milk all the time.
Yeah, like he's just being a little. I don't know.
We will review the holiday. I've already watched the Lego holiday special, but we're gonna review it. And like the young Luke is in there, and it's all about blue milk. It's really funny. Anyways, all right. So we know and we see the tubes of all the.
Yeah, one clearly looks like Snoke. I zoomed into it. I looked at it over and over and over again.
The crevice in the head.
The way the head looks, it looks like fucking Snoke.
It does. Now, and here's the debate right now. Is it Baby Yoda's blood? They're trying to figure out how to do a successful Force clone. Once again, now we're digging into the Rise of Skywalker, Emperor stuff, right? We know in Star Wars world, you can successfully clone, but you cannot successfully clone Jedi powers, right? Just because you clone a Jedi doesn't mean they have Jedi powers. Right. So that's what all those tubes are. They're clones, and then they're using Baby Yoda's blood, and they're giving them Force sensitive blood, and then the body can't handle it. It's dying. Right. That's what was happening with Snoke. He was deteriorating because of the Force power inside of him.
Right.
So it kind of goes hand in hand. So they're looking for a successful version so they can bring back the Emperor, right?
The question is, are they trying? Is that what they're trying to build with the DarkTroopers then?
Yeah. Okay. So I was going to get to that. So the DarkTroopers are it's half cyborg, half human, and they do have the Force. So, but they would have to be injected with Force abilities. But they have to successfully.
Right. Which is exactly why, if that's the thing, there has to be midichlorians, man, or else how could you explain
So now we're coming down to so remember we were saying like a theory was like maybe Jedi blood could heal people? No. Because if you put midichlorian blood into like Harry Potter terms, a muggle, it could kill them.
Right, because their body can't handle it.
Exactly. This is why I think Moff Gideon wants the Force. Failed experiment. Once the experiment is successful, he can give himself the Force, and he can do all the Dark Troopers and give them all the Force. Dude, he'll have like unstoppable army. That's where you need Ahsoka. Fuck, dude, that's where you need Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, that's where I have I guess that's my big problem still is this seems to be on a scale that Luke should be involved in.
Oh, I know.
Right?
I know
scale's so large.
The pilot, right? I know something's going on around here. I can't put my finger on it. I go back to Luke Skywalker and be like, I think there's really something going on.
Yeah,
on
hey
Navarro.
man. Yeah, there's crazy shit going on. We've seen now a Darksaber. We've seen a Baby Yoda, which you can recognize because you know Yoda, so you
Luke
can recognize
knows Yoda,
the species. Like, maybe you should look into this. Maybe you should use your force powers real fast and figure this shit out.
Can you imagine Luke popping up on Navarro and like Grief Karga's like, I don't know about anything. You will tell me about the Razor Crest.
It'd be cooler to see Leia do it, like Leia pops down and be like,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If Luke Skywalker went there and met Cara Dune, do you think Luke could persuade her to come back with him?
yeah.
Ooh,
It's Luke fucking
that'd be a nice
Skywalker.
couple. Just saying.
Or what if the Emperor is the one that comes back and sticks it in the car, and that's where we get Rey, and that's why Rey's so powerful. She's got
Cara doesn't have the Force. She's just a badass.
She's just a badass.
She's
yeah.
a sexy badass.
God, I love.
Oh
Cara,
my god, I
dude.
love Cara. I love her. I absolutely love her character. It's so good, so good. All right, so we both think. I just want to clarify this. We do think Snoke in the
test tube.
okay.
It has to be because they can't unless someone comes out and makes an announcement and says, "Hey guys, this isn't tying into the films," which it is. So
Yes.
they have to.
Regardless,
It has to.
even if they say it's not Snoke and it's just Moff saying, "Well, I just want the powers," it still ties into what the Emperor's doing with Snoke.
Right.
It's gene splice. It's gene splicing.
Right.
It's cloning. It's trying to get a successful Force sensitive clone.
And the Emperor said he's been pulling these strings, period.
Yes.
So,
And Rey's father, a clone of Palpatine, didn't have the Force. Because you can clone Palpatine, but he's not Force sensitive.
right. Well, then, so how the fuck did Rey happen?
Once again, Rey's father and mother didn't have the Force, but Rey has the Force.
Why? Yeah.
Maybe it skips a generation.
Maybe it skips a
I
generation?
don't know, man. I don't know. So basically, man, like, the whole action, like, we'll talk about the action of the episode. We had speeder chase, TIE fighter chase, and then Mando saving the day. I wrote it down because I really liked the transport that they escaped in, Trexter, Mardor, like the big transport that they stole off the base.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It reminded me, dude, of A New Hope. He gets on the gun and he's shooting, except he's shooting the speeder bikes.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and they use the same sound for the TIE fighters when you were inside the cockpit. They use the original sound from the 70s. It was perfect. I'm sure they did that intentionally.
Sounds when the Razor Crest at the very beginning was like kind of breaking down. It once again it was the Millennium Falcon. It was the Millennium Falcon sound.
Yeah. Well, there was a small Easter eggs too, where they mentioned the no barricades.
The no rails.
No rails. That references Family Guy. When they made fun of it for having no fucking rails.
Easter egg, the reactor, exactly like the Obi-Wan Kenobi one. Same sound.
Yeah.
Same sound when he deactivates it. That was straight up Obi-Wan. That's why, like, when they were sneaking through the base and the stormtroopers didn't see him, they're just like, I think let's go over here. And it just reminds you of Obi-Wan sneaking around.
Yeah.
That
was the scenes where they did a lot of the swiping left, swiping right, and it was just going to different action scenes.
Yeah. So that was like really cool. Like I said, but then they leave. Lando jetpacks, right? He's got to get back to Baby Yoda because he finds out Moff Gideon's still alive. He's like, Moff Gideon's still alive?
Shit, I gotta go.
I have to go get fucking Baby Yoda. And then they get the fuck out of there. They explode. I thought it was cool. It's like lava. So like they basically shut down the core reactor and it makes the lava rise and explode the base.
Well, yeah, because they were cooling the lava down essentially.
Yeah.
They were controlling the lava.
I just thought that was pretty cool.
Well, did you notice that kind of interesting though? They were controlling the lava not bursting out and tearing up half the planet. It's interesting. Again.
Well, it reminds you of Mustafar.
No, I'm just saying.
Right.
The Empire, in a weird way, they were conserving the planet by holding the fucking lava down.
They
went and blew it up, and now the lava is going to burst everywhere. It's just a funny fucking, yet again, another weird. I feel like they're doing this shit on purpose. Like, how bad is the Empire? What have we seen the Empire do that's so bad outside of trying to get Baby Yoda? And Baby Yoda is a fucking villain. It's a bully at school, eats people's babies. I'm just saying, thus far, maybe we should be on Moff Gideon's side, and maybe what he's doing. You know, it'd be really funny. Moff Gideon gets Baby Yoda and then delivers him to Luke. And this whole time we're like, fuck!
Does Moff Gideon know about Exegol? Does he know about Palpatine?
He has
Or do you think he's just left over?
Acting on his own?
Left over from after the Death Star explosion and on his own, and he just wants the Force. And because remember, Exegol's in the unknown regions.
Yeah. I don't know, man. For the technology that he's dabbling with, I'd feel like he would. It's cloning. Like, has to be, right? Because the only reason why they'd be doing a Snoke thing anyway is because it's the Emperor's will.
They're trying to get the Emperor back.
They're trying to bring the Emperor back. And you got to think, his whole motive for the Empire would be to bring the Empire back, because that's how he wins.
Well,
you win by bringing the Empire.
New era. That was said. The new era.
Right. And if he single-handedly does it, then, right, he's a high regard.
Right-hand man of...
Can we talk about his outfit?
Hold on. I just really quickly, before we get to Gideon's outfit, they put a tracking device on Mando's ship, like one of the...
That's lame.
So did you see the species? It's Ochi from The Rise of Skywalker. Remember Ochi was the one who was supposed to deliver Rey to Palpatine? The ship? Ochi. Same species. You don't remember. Yeah, you've watched the movie like once. But it was Ochi from The Rise of Skywalker species. I don't remember the species off the top of my head, but Eubanese or something like that. But like, he's the one who planted the tracking device, right? Because he looked back at the very beginning of the episode.
Yeah. That was noticeable. Like, that was just like, oh, wow, he planted.
And then he's in the hologram at the end, and you will be held high in the new era.
Yeah.
First Order. Bow down to the First Order!
From the female Hux, right?
Yes!
Yeah, I think that's Hux's girlfriend.
You will be part of the new era! Order!
Made me happy, because as of now, it's just been all male-dominated bad guys,
seeing
right?
the
And they're like,
Imperial officer.
She kind of turned me on a bit, I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, all right, I'm ready, Tell me what to do,
Moff Gideon will be proud on this day. Moff Gideon, we will successfully clone a Force-sensitive being.
Can we talk about Moff Gideon's outfit?
All right. Moff Gideon. What? It's the same outfit he had on the first season. It's just...
Oh, come on. It looks so much more Darth Vader. He looks like Darth Vader.
Black, suit. I just love that actor, man.
Oh, Gus is great.
How come they couldn't have put him, like, in the new movies? Like, as the head, First Order, person.
I don't know. But
that would have been amazing.
Fucking phenomenal.
But he's really, really good. So, do you agree with that, though? Do you think he personally is trying to get Force abilities? Or is it all Emperor? I think he's trying to get abilities, man.
I think it's for the Emperor. I don't know. I think it's for the Emperor.
It's definitely for the DarkTroopers too. I mean, he's got that fucking
yeah.
Okay, so we put 2 and 2 together. Now we have the setup of Ahsoka, Mando versus Moff Gideon, Darksaber, and a shit ton of DarkTroopers.
Yeah.
So we're going to fucking see Ahsoka in action. We're going to see the double lightsabers, and we're going to see it.
So the thing is then that begs the question, what training has Moff Gideon had then in order to be able to stand toe-to-toe with a Jedi?
I think that's why he wants the fucking
So that's what I'm saying. So we think then he would actually get it.
It's like Grievous, right? Dude, so Grievous is a perfect example. Half cyborg, half human. They wanted to give Grievous the Force, but they couldn't do it, right? They couldn't figure it out. So he was trained to lightsaber battle, but he didn't have the Force. That's what Moff Gideon is, except he's not cyborg, right?
I guess that's fair. It's just because, like, everything you said about Ahsoka, she's, like, ranked highly up there, right? For, like, Jedi power.
Yeah.
Right? She's trained by fucking Anakin.
Anakin
Right?
she's trained by Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, Plo Koon founder.
So apparently there's a theory that Moff Gideon may be Snoke. I'm just reading
if he injects himself and his body can't handle the Force, he deteriorates. I don't know. I think that's pretty far fetched.
Because like the hologram says that I highly doubt we'll find a donor with a higher M count.
Yeah, midichlorian count. Which I still think is Luke Skywalker.
I'm just reading the entire like quote of the hologram verbatim.
Yeah, like it's Easter egg. When they looked at the tubes and the message, there was Snoke music from the sequel trilogy in the background.
I didn't notice that.
So if you want to start connecting music with scenery, it's Snoke. It's Snoke experiments, gene splicing, Baby Yoda midichlorian blood. This is exactly what they're doing on Exegol. Exactly. Or does Exegol get it from this but how would this military base in the Outer Rim have this technology? Right? I still think it's part of the bigger picture.
Because it's one or two things. Either Moff Gideon's completely, just trying to build this super army of Force sensitive soldiers, and that's it. And we're looking too much into the whole test tube thing. And all this is that, period.
Could be.
Or he is doing that, but the alternate is he's also he's trying to get the Emperor back by developing the Snoke right? Like,
I think I don't know how see, this is what we don't know. We don't know how loyal Moff Gideon is to the Emperor, or if he's only going to be doing it for his selfish reasons.
Sure.
And what if he's like, well, if I can inject myself with the Force, I'll just fucking rule the fucking empire, the new empire.
Right, on my own. Sure.
Like, I don't need a fucking Emperor.
Yeah.
And maybe he withholds like the succession so the Emperor doesn't come back. I don't know. Like, yeah, dude, it's just this is the problem with the sequel trilogy. We know now once Vader threw the Emperor down the shaft, his essence went into a figure in Exegol. So, dude, we're talking right after Return of the Jedi, the Sith Eternal started working on how do we bring back Palpatine. And we are 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So we know they have been working 5 years to figure out how to bring back Palpatine.
Yeah. Well, and then talking about the M count with Baby Yoda, we also know that Anakin's M count was over 20,000, which was way higher than even
Master
Yoda's.
That's why Luke Skywalker's midichlorian count would be the highest in the galaxy.
Do you think they somehow got that to bring, well, that would be crazy to figure out, that they somehow got his blood and that's how the Emperor actually came back?
It just hit me.
Huh. Oh, his hand!
Luke's hand!
Holy shit. Oh, if they find
Luke's
his hand.
Dude,
Dude, if you think it'd be...
from Empire!
How crazy would it be if it was Skywalker blood that brought the Emperor back?
It's the highest midichlorian blood
ever. In the galaxy,
his hand! Right? That's it!
That would be crazy.
That's it! His hand! Remember JJ wanted the hand to be floating across the screen with the lightsaber in it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't think of this earlier. This literally just hit my brain right now. Luke's hand could be the DNA for this.
Right, because we can have an episode where, Moff and everything, something happens and Baby Yoda's there, and, something happens where, it looks like he's going to take Baby Yoda, but instead he just turns around and says, we don't need Baby Yoda anymore. Not needed. And then just walks away. Yeah, and then it ends with him having the fucking hand, and you're like, oh, fuck.
See, what would be cooler was if, I know they brought Luke's lightsaber back and everything, but it'd be cool, if Moff Gideon had Luke's lightsaber, because he had the hand. I don't know, just the hand,
And then we see Maz come and sneak in and grab it.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
So, no, that's right. A story for another time. But all right. We will leave it there. Before we do the pre-wrap wrap, we'll leave it there. Luke's hand, possibly highest midichlorian blood out there in his hand, and the Empire has his hand. There, that's our theory.
Yep.
Which our theory was a couple weeks ago that Snoke, this is Baby Yoda, this is how they successfully got Snoke.
I mean, this has been our theory since fucking season 1. Like we've said, the only possible purpose for Baby Yoda would be to extract this stuff for.
But now it seems like we have another motive for Baby Yoda's blood and DarkTroopers. Right. Because speaking of DarkTroopers,
I got real quick, bro. But the whole motive behind having DarkTroopers would be to overthrow the Republic, which would directly tie in Luke and Leia.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, right? Right?
I don't know. It seems like he wants the DarkTroopers so he can get Baby Yoda. Right?
That's fine, but still the whole purpose would then for him to be ruling the galaxy.
Yeah.
At some fucking point.
You got to look at the bigger picture.
Right. So at some point, we have to run into Luke. We have to run into Luke, right? It just has to happen.
There was a rumor, man, that young Luke Skywalker might be in The Mandalorian.
Dude, just listen. I understand it's Mark Hamill. Re-fucking cast him. Just cast a goddamn lookalike. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. Enunciate he's Luke, and let's go. Yeah. Movies have done this plenty of times before.
It'd be tough, but yeah. It'd be tough. I know that, once again, like you said, it's like we kind of got to get out of this timeline because we're kind of restricted. Things. But once again, we both keep going. Luke Skywalker maybe should be in the middle of this. Luke Skywalker should maybe
something, man. Like if it keeps getting bigger, then yes, at some point he's got to be involved.
You gotta think the X-Wing pilot Carson.
Yeah, reports to fucking Luke.
The cop. He's like, grief. So the Razor Crest. I never said anything about a Razor Crest. What do you think this is? Coruscant? I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything.
Yeah, the only explanation to me is that Luke is actually a bad guy right now, and we never knew that happened.
Hey, you know what happens, right? Right. So he's done. It was a nice moment. He gives Cara like the rebellion badge,
the new rebel badge, yeah,
which is cool.
You know, in fairness, no one took a picture of Baby Yoda, so even if they did, I don't. Still, wouldn't you report back something had the Force? Hey, Master Skywalker, Sir. General, whatever your fucking name is.
Yeah.
There's a creature that has your Force abilities that's living in this.
I guess that's system. What I'm saying. Even if you can't confirm it with Grief Karga, wouldn't you like report back and be like, I can't really confirm anything, but I know there's a Mandalorian out here, and he may have like, and this Imperial base just got blown the shreds. Something is going on. Yeah, I can't put my finger on it, but something's going on out here in Navarro, in the Outer Rim. And Luke, from the Outer Rim, he's from Tatooine. So he knows shit can happen in the Outer Rim.
Yeah, is that just the explanation they're doing? They're just like, oh, it's the Outer Rim, so Luke's not involved?
You basically heard them say in the episode, they're really not too concerned, right? With they're
That's what I'm saying, though. Is that how they're writing it off? Are they just basically saying, hey, we're in the Outer Rim. That's why no one gives a shit.
Pretty much.
Maybe Moff Gideon's not looking to go the galaxy. Maybe he's just looking at ruling the Outer Rim and saying, fuck the rest of everything else.
Maybe.
This is my spot.
Because when you go into the core, that's the big story, big picture. Right. Where the Emperor was.
Maybe that's how they're keeping it separate.
Maybe
they're just sticking with the Outer Rim.
All right, Sith Talkers. So there you go. We're gonna just final thoughts of Chapter 12, the siege. Obviously, they sieged an Imperial lab base. Yeah. 2 thumbs up for Lando. I thought just for the nerdiness, 10 out of 10 for Lando. Just like last week's. Just for the nerdiness with the cloning, the DarkTroopers.
The C3P, the C3 unit that was talking about the parsec jump.
Yeah, the hyperspace lane.
I was watching Easter eggs. I was watching the Easter egg videos, and even I couldn't understand those. I was just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
They were talking about hyperspace lanes and the core worlds and the
I know. I watched it. It was awesome.
And it brought up like the Kessel. Like, the Kessel jumps.
So cool.
I know. So cool, man. That's the shit I like. I like seeing all those little Easter eggs in there. So, anyways, Clone Steve, how do you rate Chapter 12, The Siege?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm a little bit more critical on it though.
I would just give it a 10 out of 10 for Cara Dune. I mean,
all right, 10 out of 10 for Cara Dune. I agree. Because Carl Weathers directed it.
He did.
It was so apparent that Carl Weathers directed it. Like, before I knew that, I looked at Jess and I was like, I wonder if this dude had anything to do with the shooting of this. Because, like, he had all the cool scenes. Like, I'm a badass! I directed this.
I did like the chase and he shot down. Oh, really quick. The speeder bikes, when they went off the cliff, a few of them couldn't control it and they like crashed. I like that.
I like
it shows like they're kind of like a little incompetent with the speeder bikes.
Well, they clearly that's what's interesting. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember the Empire being so blindly following. Like the one dude bit the thing and killed himself. Like these are like Nazi generals. Like these are hardcore. I believe in the Empire. I am willing to die.
Classic George Lucas storytelling.
Well, it's classic. It's classic war storytelling. Right? It's not
that's
Nazis
what Star Wars
versus
is.
America, right? Like Star Wars really does have a perfect simile to World War II.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude,
the gun when Luke and Han are in the guns in A New Hope, it's shot for shot from like a war movie. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Shot for shot. Except it's just airplanes, except this is just in space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, like, once again, just George Lucas storytelling. You just get this so much in The Mandalorian. So
that's because he's so involved and like
he's on the set.
They're involving him. Like, so good on them. Like, great.
All right, Sith Talkers. So there you go. There is Chapter 12, The Siege. There's our recap show for this week. I'm going to do the pre-wrap wrap. So once again, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. We really, really, really do appreciate it. If you like what you're hearing, what you're seeing, subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Leave some comments below. What'd you think of Chapter 12, The Siege? Let us know below. For all the audio listeners out there, I love all you podcasters, audio listeners out there. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Sticher. Give us a good rating. Tell people about Sith Talkers, doing this reaction recap shows, and we do reaction videos on YouTube too, so that's fun. Follow us on all of our social media at Sith Talkers, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Shoot us an email, sithtalkers@gmail.com. There you go. All right, Sith Talkers, this has been episode 85, the Mandalorian Chapter 12, The Siege Recap, baby! I've been your host, as always, Mike. Ferrando, joined by my brother,
Clone Steve.
and may the Force be with you, Sith Talkers.
This is the way.
Once again, I talked about till the end, at the end of the podcast, we talked about George Lucas's scripts. I just don't know why they didn't do George Lucas's 3 movies. Then, episode 10, 11, and 12, bring Rey in, bring the Emperor in, because if you do that stuff, we still go, we got George Lucas's final 3 movies of the saga.
They'd have to recast the characters then.
Well, no, they would. That's what I'm saying. You'd have totally new characters, but you could still bring the Emperor back.
No. I mean, you're saying, what if they do the script where it's 5 years later?
No. I'm saying Disney should have done George's movies. Then they should have done their own trilogy. Episode 10, 11, and 12. They could have had a female lead. They could have brought the Emperor back.
I'm just saying, how do they do George movies? I thought his script had Luke still being younger and Leia still being younger.
It was the See, yeah, you weren't on the show last week. It was gonna push the envelope of de-aging back in technology back in 2012, 2013, and then that was gonna be the technological development for Star Wars. See, George Lucas is all about advancing technology, and the technology at the time would have been the de-aging technology, and he would have used it for the first film. The first film would have been set 2 years after Return of the Jedi. Then the second one, 10 years. And then the third one, dude, was going to be like 20 to 30 years after Return of the Jedi. So then, they wouldn't have to use de-aging technology.
Speaking of de-aging, they needed de-aging for fucking New Hope to Return the Jedi. Why did Mark Hamill age so harshly between New Hope?
I know.
Dude, it's like 30. A whole different guy. Yeah, like he went from being his early 20s to being his mid 30s.
Yeah. But yeah, because he was like in his 20s.
Yeah.
In Return
he
of the
looked
Jedi.
like young boy Babyface, and then in Return of the Jedi, it was just like.
Well, he had to look older. Like he was older, more sure of himself, right? He looked adult.
It's bad.
Holy shit!
What?
You know what we didn't talk about? All right, till the enders. There's, I mean, of course you probably heard about this. There's a guy with a Casio watch and a pair of jeans and a fucking Target t-shirt in one of the shots of the episode. This is the Game of Thrones fucking Starbucks cup, except there's a dude.
Yeah.
Just
That's awesome.
It's the very left-hand side. You want to look at it?
There's another picture where someone like
right
likes
there.
That. Yeah.
All right, Sith Talkers, so till the enders. So I got it up on the screen. Here are the Dark Troopers. Clone Steve, check these motherfuckers out, man. See, the Dark Troopers were advanced battle droids and infantry ectoskeletons that featured heavy plating and resembled the armor of a stormtrooper, powerful weapons, and jump packs to increase flexibility and tactical advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Reminds me of the Shadow Troopers.
Yeah. Shadow Troopers. Yeah. So Sith Talkers, let me know what you think of the Dark Troopers. Are they just gonna be robots? Are they just gonna be like super battle droids, or are they gonna be the half human, half cyborg, and they're gonna have force abilities if they can figure it out? Because they're failing right now. So if they do get in a fight with Ahsoka, you have the armor, but they're not. They don't have any force powers yet.
Yeah.
Right? So what do you think, Sith Talkers, of the Dark Troopers? I think they're pretty cool. So, all right, Sith Talkers, on that note, while Steve's over there thinking, that was the look he had on his face when he asked me about Bo-Katan.
Yeah. I called him out. It's like, well,
Here,
like, I know her face.
Yeah, he literally was just like, Lando, who the fuck is this? He was like, who is this?
Who the fuck is that?
All right, Sith Talkers, on that note, we are out.
Bye. Listen, now we're going back into the old thing of when Darth Vader was tracking Luke in New Hope. Why couldn't he just go,
the Force is strong with him. I will not use it right now, though.
and then just implodes? Done. Luke's
Whatever,
gone.
man. He could have been Empire Strikes Back. You have learned much, young one. You'll find out I'm full.
Done.
Done. The fight's over.
Done.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your brother.
Done. And why, when Darth Vader was up on that, pedestal, on the staircase, and Luke was down here, how did Anakin not want to say, "Don't try it, Luke"? I have the high ground.
Luke, I have the high ground.
Luke goes, I'm not an idiot. I'm just gonna walk up the stairs, man. I don't know why you did that. Still,
You can't fool me.
Yeah.
That's not true. Such a feeling you know it to be true. No!
I just so happen to let go and then get caught by a thing and then a spaceship be right there 2 seconds later. The coincidence in this film is great.
Hey, that was the first Force touch with Leia. What are you talking about? It's a very powerful moment.
I'm saying when he just lets go and he just so happens to... Oh, look, I got caught by a fucking antenna.
That landing must have hurt. But why did he like shatter his back?
Why did he like break his ball?
And he fell. And then he just like slid like a slide.
Yeah.
A slide.
Again, Darth Vader just lets him go.
Yeah, he could have pulled him up with the Force.
Yeah, he just went, shoot. No, you're coming back up
Join
here.
me.
Yeah, or die.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
What are you
What the
doing?
hell's going on?
I said join me. I'll never join you. Oh,
Like, do you think he had to report back to the Emperor, and the Emperor was like, really? What the fuck?
Report. I have some bad news. Well, maybe if you can tell me the bad news in a good way, I'll take it better. Bad news in a good way. So I fought my son on Bespin. He actually got a couple strikes in on me. Even though he doesn't even know how to fight with a lightsaber. Oh, and he hates you. Oh, and he hates me. And I had him, and I cut his hand off. And he just let go. And he survived. And he had a Force connection with his sister. That's terrible news. Why are you saying this?
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
That's so true.
Why are you saying this to me?
Why can't they have a stormtrooper just hit one thing, by the way? That's it. One thing. They gotta let him hit something. At some point. Right?
He's hitting the Mando's armor on occasion.
Yeah, that's the best part. They can only hit Mando, the guy that has a full fucking set of armor. Not the other two fuckers.
You know why? Because they have to show that it can deflect blaster shots.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right. So we're in A major this week. A major. Let's start it on A.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'm ready. Oh, I'm not supposed to sing.
Mando, take your helmet off. You live the old ways of Mandalore. A child of the Watch.
Oh my god, why this song though?
But I shit myself when Baby Yoda got hit right into the mama core pit. I said no, not Baby Yoda. So I looked to the right and I saw a Quarren. Let me start over.
No, that was great. I loved it. I think you keep the mistake in, you keep it rolling, because I'm just gonna rip into this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna start over. Just totally, it's like this whole fucking thing is 3 chords, and I fucking hit. It's like my fingers just went.
Oh my god, by episode something, I'm gonna be the one to do it. I can't play guitar like you can. I only have 2 strings on there, so it's gonna be great. It's just gonna be a power chord. Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.